A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
Is this the worst version that I ever could have gotten ever in the history of Happy High Noon and happy birthday to Mr. Thomas Wirtz, a.k.a. happy birthday to Mommy Tommy, who 97 years ago wasn't alive, but 26 years ago, the highlight of her life, the birth of one of her children, the one who's on the radio literally every day and gracing us with his good looks and good demeanor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tommy Wirtz. Thomas, happy birthday.
Thank you, Mr. Nellis. I appreciate it. Appreciate everyone.
My grandpa's not here.
Appreciate everyone who is giving the happy birthday wishes. Trevor Thomas gave me the gift of working for him at 6 o'clock in the morning. So that's been great. But yeah, good day overall. Already been hanging out with some fam, a lot of good friends texting in as well. Good birthday so far.
414-677-1250 if you want to text in your birthday wishes for Tommy Wirtz. We'll give out his personal cell phone later in the show as well.
Sure.
And if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter, I got Tommy earlier something for his birthday. But since I was at the grocery store, I also got him a cupcake, which I knew he wouldn't eat. So I bought myself a mint cupcake.
Yeah,
I'm glad. Is what happened.
I'm glad that I'm glad you got a cupcake in today. Any excuse to have a cupcake. Good day too for that.
It has candles on it, but we don't have any fire because I think it's probably against station policy to have a lit flame.
I'm sure
in the studio.
Ed has fire laying around here somewhere.
I'm sure Ed does. I'm sure Sparky would beat our you-know-whats if he knew that we were having open flames.
Well, the thought that counts. I appreciate it. Thanks for the steaks too. That's good. That'll be good stuff.
There will be there's a gear coming as well.
A gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Something to wear. So I don't know, are you still XL or are you down to L? What do I do?
I'm in a good in between right
now.
That XLs are.
I was thinking that. So
a situational XL works, but probably still safe to be on the double XL side of things. But
I think XL works.
Yeah, I think XL does kind of work right now. I've been wearing some XL
because I ordered XL. So,
all right. Well, now I'll make sure I can fit into it.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
Welcome into the Mason Crosby Show. Mason is at his annual, I don't know, is it ex-athlete celebrity golf tournament? What is it?
If you played a pro sport and you want to meet other guys who do this,
and you're good at golf, you have to be good.
Yeah. Was this what was it called last year? It wasn't like the players, obviously, but it was called something like that. Yeah. And he put on a pretty poor showing after talking his game up that week.
He was bad last year, no doubt about it. And I know he said over the last week he went out and was hitting balls.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like he should have been doing that for the last couple months?
Yeah.
I feel like the last week getting out to the driving range doesn't quite put your game right.
I think
Scotty would be disappointed Mason's prep.
More so now, he is more radio guy going there too. Last year he was kind of still radio green and even still is, but now he can be yeah, we got a radio show, right? We're doing a lot of good things over here at the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. And he can hype that up a little bit more as opposed to the former kicker angle that he always had to play.
Right.
Now he can say I'm a radio host too.
And then he gets pestered by you and me. He gets pestered by me. He gets pestered by you and me because we find out he's golfing his first matchup. He's golfing with Ray Allen and Joe Pavelski.
Well,
so former Milwaukee Buck and former Wisconsin Badger, longtime hockey player. And we're like, A, can you record some good audio for us? And B, can you book them on the show for future hits?
Well,
like, this is his job now, right? Not golfing.
Yes.
It's networking for the radio show.
I tried to throw you a bone of like, we need like some sort of personalized Ray Allen message in for Mitch Nellis
because I love Ray.
Right. I know. He's your boy. Like, starting in Milwaukee and then ending up in Boston, and no one remembers or cares about anything else after.
Oh my God, I hated him so much when he left Boston to go to Miami.
Well, and
like, talk about weakness of character to go from a team fighting against LeBron to joining up with LeBron, man.
Well, and then he won a ring with them too, right?
Yeah.
He probably has the most important shot of the entire series.
He has one of the top 5 greatest shots in the history of the NBA, I would argue, in terms of meaning.
Rebound Bosch, kick out 3, bang.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. All-time bang moment. All-time.
When you
Mike
thought
Green.
the Spurs had them, and they did. I mean,
they did.
The Spurs were shocked when Ray hit that shot. We've got a lot to get to today because it was a weekend. It was a weekend of substance in the first weekend of not of the year, but the first weekend since August, since early September, where literally no football yesterday. And so first I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to throw this out to everybody, 414-677-1250. How did you cope with the first weekend of no football? And I know there's a weekend here where the Packers run a bye, so it's not really a football weekend, or the Badgers didn't play, or all those weeks in December when we're waiting for the conference champion for the bowl games to come, or the week in between the conference championship games of the Super Bowl where there's no football. But football's always omnipresent on our minds, especially here in Wisconsin. You see Mr. Wirtz wearing his Packers hat proudly today. How did you cope with your first weekend of non-football, knowing that we've got the Daytona 500 in the NBA All-Star Game, we've got the Olympics going on, we've got a lot going on, and so, Tommy, what did you notice like a change or a difference? Was there a withdrawal? Was there something missing, or is this just like because we're in sports radio, like it's kind of business as usual?
It is always somewhat business as usual, but I will say this, Mitch. Looking back on it, the NBA showcasing their all-star game that people are mixed bag on the first weekend of no football,
which is what they do that on purpose.
I think it's a bad idea.
Really?
I think you're better off like
interesting.
Like, let's just stack this Sunday up with Spurs Thunder and whoever else. Like, make it a Christmas Day, turn it into Valentine's Day lineup and take over that way.
I never thought of that, Tommy. That is way more brilliant than having the All-Star game.
Make it Christmas Day, but the
Saturday
week
and
after.
Sunday.
Yes.
Like do two quad headers.
Now you can't do Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day is the Super Bowl next year, right? But if they were to
which means that Monday is President's Day.
Yes.
We finally are getting the long-awaited, after 61 years, the actual national holiday after the Super Bowl.
And we'll be here for it. So as we are on this
you and
President's
I will be working,
Day.
Exactly.
But
happy President's Day, everybody.
But the thought of like, let's go up. This is the one product the NBA knows that they are putting out there that is either A, terrible, or B, incomplete. Mm-hmm. And this is the standalone, we're going to watch NBA this week because there's zero football to go into.
Right.
And now I'm going to go and watch a crappy all-star game that might be better now, but still is not. It's an all-star game at the end of the day.
Definitely better than it's been in past years, but still, I think you said it perfectly, Tommy. And we will get to that. We'll get to the All-Star game.
But I'm all in on Badger basketball right now.
Yeah, that's
another one.
Yep, that is another one as well. And I didn't want to talk about Badger basketball until we actually got the new top 25.
Right.
Because I am a little nervous because it's hard to go from no votes to getting in the top 25. It's easy to go from no votes to getting 30 votes and being, others receiving votes and all that sort of thing. But I am like a little nervous that that the Badgers are not going to be ranked, and 1,000% the Badgers should be ranked. I did want to bring something up, and we're going to get to this in the 1:00 hour. But real quick, I wanted to put on your radar, storming the court, Tommy.
Yeah.
All right. In general, do you Do you support storming the court?
Yes, 100% of the time, no matter the reason. I don't care if you are a betting favorite and you win, if you are a ranked favorite and you win. We're going to tell college
kids you how to fan?
Well, not necessarily, but like there's 22-year-olds out there mixed with 18-year-olds who are going to a school that is a party school, especially in Madison.
Sure.
Like, who cares?
All right, I got to think about this.
Wisconsin. It's going to be a long Friday night here in Madtown.
Here comes the students, Jason.
If I was an undergrad and not working for the Badger Herald or the Wisconsin State Journal, as I did, or the Wisconsin Radio Network, not to be confused with the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, both are things, which I did as an undergrad. But if I was an undergrad in the stands, I'm looking at my watch, Tommy. I might still be drunk after that game Friday night. Like, there is nothing better than beating the crap out of Sparty.
Right.
Like, over the past 20, 25 years, I mean, you go back to the 2000 Final Four, where the Badgers were the scrappiest, toughest. And this is a little bit before your time. You were born, though.
I was alive in 2004.
You were alive.
Yeah. Yep.
Where Mike Kelly and Andy Kowski and Mark Vershaw and Dwayne Dwayne and that team of scrappy defensive players took the NCAA tournament by storm because nobody was ready to play that defense.
Is that Devin Harris back then?
No, Devin wasn't. Devin was more like 0304.
Okay.
Devin wasn't there yet. It was just before that.
You say 2000 or 2004?
2000.
Oh,
I meant 2000.
Sorry. Okay.
My bad.
Okay. Sorry.
2000 when they made the Final Four.
Got it.
Nobody was ready for them. I remember real quick. I remember I was in Vegas for the first weekend, and Tarkanian was coaching at Fresno State.
Okay.
And I remember making a random, like, I didn't even have to bet at the window. I made a random at the blackjack table, $100 bet with a random dude who was betting me that Fresno State was going to beat Wisconsin in the first round. And Wisconsin throttled them. Wisconsin then beat number 1 Arizona. Wisconsin beat LSU. Wisconsin slobberknocker beat Purdue. That was with Brian Cardinal. That was great. But then Wisconsin, who was shocking everybody with the way they played defense, which nobody in America played, they ran into the one team that played that type of defense, but also had offense. And that was Michigan State with Mateen Cleaves and Mo Pete. And that was a very good Michigan State team. So we as Badgers fans have hated Michigan State since that 2000 season. And it never gets old beating Michigan State on the basketball court.
And I was talking about this, I forget with who, but Izzo as a coach,
he's still there. That's crazy.
It just feels like do you put Izzo in the same tier of Coach K, Boeheim, and Calipari? Or is he like a notch below those guys as far as...
I'd put him with Calipari.
You would?
Yes.
What about Pitino?
No. So here's the thing. Like, Pitino, Coach K, Boeheim, they did it for 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Izzo's done it for like 25 to 30.
Yeah.
Like, before the late 90s, Michigan State wasn't, and I don't know Izzo's, I don't know where he was. I don't know if he was Michigan State. I don't know if he was somewhere else. I could probably look that up. But like, Michigan State won the national championship in 2000. They were really good in the late 90s. But like, Boeheim started he was in the early 80s. Like, he's got 10, 15 years. Coach K had 10, 15 years. If Izzo does it for 10 more years, I think then he's in that group. But to me, he's
been the coach since 95.
Yeah.
That's what is that, 30 years?
30 years.
Yeah.
You give me 40 and you're in that group. I think that, and for whatever reason, like in my mind, like with Boeheim or Coach K or even Bobby Knight, who had his issues, but was a great coach on the court, like, I think those guys did it for 40 plus.
Yeah.
And I think there's a little bit of a different, not that Izzo's new blood, but Calipari also started really getting UMass great in the mid 90s. So so that's why Calipari and Izzo are like half a step below Pitino, Boeheim, all those guys who did it for 40 plus.
Well, and it feels like Boeheim gets elevated into that because of the 03 championship, whatever it was with Syracuse, right? With Carmelo. But then, I go back and I look at Izzo, and he hasn't won a title since 2000, but he is always in the Final Four, right? I mean, 99, 2000, 01, 05, 09, 2010, 2015, 2019, he's in the Final Four all of those years. And when you have the Wisconsin Badgers going up against Michigan State, it always feels just a little bit different because it's Izzo, right?
Bigger.
And even in the Big Ten, like Izzo might be the standard, right? As far as
is the standard.
He is he Izzo the standard. I got it. Yeah, I got it.
H to the Izzo.
Nice. So always feels good when you go over there. Michigan State has some form of the same team every year, right?
Yes.
Where it's like they have a guy who can jump out of the gym. They have a point guard every year, and don't let them get hot because they catch fire and they don't stop, right?
And they play physical.
Yes.
And they borderline play dirty sometimes, as we've seen Fears do. And we can obviously go back to Draymond Green as like the king of that.
Yeah, they always have a little bit of a little edge to them, little toughness to them. And that's a testament to Tom Izzo, right?
All right, we're going to get back to Badger talk in the 1 o'clock hour. Will this guy ever make a Final Four, Tommy?
The exact same play.
Dude.
Doug. The exact same play.
Earlier in the press conference saying, I didn't swear, I wasn't demonstrative, and I stayed in my box. Feels like all three of those went out the window during that conversation.
They did during the postgame press conference. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, UWM beat UW Green Bay yesterday at the arena, 75-72. And Doug Gottlieb not happy at all with the refereeing in this game. I don't know what Green Bay, I don't know what the line was. Green Bay obviously was favored in this one, I assume, but it's probably pretty close. Like Green Bay's having a really nice season. UWM probably not having the season they'd like to be having, but it's a decent team. And Doug Gottlieb, very demonstrative after the game. I got to be honest. I like passion after I like challenging the referees if they screwed up. Now, I didn't watch the whole game. I don't know how bad the refereeing was or was not. But, man, I love holding referees accountable if they messed up. And if Doug really has a case here, if he really stayed in his box, didn't swear, didn't get personal, just said, call it the same on both ends and got teed up, like that's kind of garbage.
Yeah, it's an ump show, right? It's the same thing when you can relate it back to baseball, which you watch, all those games of Brewers and Red Sox, however it is. You know when it happens where it is an ump show and you want to just take it over. It's part of the subjectivity that we complained about last week in sports.
We talked about this,
and it comes down to, well, we don't like sports where it's subjective grading. Well, I don't think anyone likes anything that's subjective about sports. At least you're not going to please everyone.
Generally,
the subjectivity of sport is always a problem. And Doug going off on his rant at the end of the game, like, you have to love and respect what he's done at UW Green Bay to turn them around in a year after being maybe the worst D1 program in the country last year to now being
4 and whatever,
4 and 28, I think they were, something like that. And now they're, in Horizon League contention, and who knows if they could win that tournament.
They are primed to make a run in the tournament.
Yeah, and I think that when you talk about Doug Gottlieb and his passion, every athlete loves to see that too. Yeah. Like that's something we can ask Crosby, where his favorite moments of coaches are when they go to bat for him, right? I mean, that's how anyone is with anything in work. If someone were to go out and give me a testimonial at work in some way, that always feels good, or defend me or have my back in any sort of fashion, let alone in this game that is competitive nature the entire time. Like, Doug's going to do it this way. That's how he does it. And who knows, like, could be just trying to throw some stuff out there to get a better job, right? If you're going to turn around UW Green Bay, I'm sure there's another place that would gladly give you an opportunity if you are able to do that. Like, let's get some headlines, call out. The best part about it is him calling the commissioner of the Horizon League the new commissioner. Like, does not say the name of the new commissioner at all. I don't even know. Do you know who the commissioner of the Horizon League is?
0%. I know the athletic
Jill.
director.
I knew it was a woman. Yeah, okay. Jill Bodensteiner.
Okay,
Bodensteiner. Yeah,
you could have made up any name there, Tommy. And that would have worked.
So him being like new commissioner needs to figure this out.
So we're going to keep our eye on that. Did anything over the weekend catch your eye Olympics wise? By the way, 414-677-1250. If you haven't noticed, we're kind of doing like a mailbag of like everything that's on our mind today throughout the show. We're gonna be talking Badgers, we're gonna be talking Giannis, we're gonna be talking Brewers, but we're kind of like, it's the weekend after no football for the first time since early September. So we're on whatever's in our brains. I've got curling on right now. I watched some hockey. What caught your or did it?
Big weekend for skates. That's all I know. Big weekend for skates. Whether you want to talk about Jordan Stolz with the Olympic record,
yes.
Ilya Malinin
falling
just
twice,
the biggest crumble of crumbles, it feels like, or USA Hockey, like all of them big this weekend. And so it's a big weekend for skates. That's what I picked up.
I like that. Well, when we come back, we've got some audio. During the All-Star weekend, Giannis sat down with Malika Andrews. Is that right? Malika Andrews? Right? Yep. From ESPN. She has covered the NBA for a long time. I kind of I wonder, like, so there was like a 2-minute snippet, and we're going to do the whole thing, like where we hit play, and then when we need to react something, we're going to pause. But I do wonder, like, where's the whole interview? What was said in the entire interview? What else was said? That's what I want to know. I need to know these things. 414-677-1250. What caught your eye over this weekend? Did you watch the Daytona 500? I did not. Did you watch? I don't know what else happened. You tell me what happened over this weekend, because we've got our plates full with the Badgers, with UWM Green Bay, with the Olympics, with spring training, and Giannis in a sit-down interview. He's the birthday boy, Thomas Wirtz. Thomas Carl Wirtz, 26 years ago today, was brought into the world a bouncing, smiling, beautiful baby boy.
11 pounds.
No, you were not. That is impossible. That's why your mom hates you so much. Yep. She loves you. I'm just kidding, Mommy Tommy. We know you love him. He's Tommy Wirtz, the birthday boy. Mason Crosby's hitting him straight. And we've said it before, like we've threatened, if he doesn't hit him straight, he can't come back on the show. I kind of feel like at some point we got to follow through. Like, you're not, like, is he banned on Friday if he embarrasses us?
We'll ask Ray. Ask Ray how he played.
All right, that's fair. My name is Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Again, 414-677-1250. We want to hear from you. What was on your mind this weekend? And we're going to listen to a little Giannis coming up here on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. Wonderful. Tommy, you are the man I need today on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Yeah, we were talking about how that song was just playing in the hallway, and I'm an Olivia Dean stan through and through. Nothing but bangers coming out of her playlist. So I was like, for my birthday, I'm going to play this song.
Love
and that was my choice. Executive decision.
No, I love that decision, and I fully support it. The Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. And I know that starting tomorrow over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook is the Poker Tour Club Poker Championship. Potawatomi Casino Hotel, proud to welcome back the major series of poker for the Club Poker Championship, the 17th through the 22nd. It's one of MSPT's 5 majors.
Nice.
Which means a guaranteed $1 million main event prize pot.
So we did a topic earlier today on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. I was in for Trevor. Yeah.
Tommy and Josh.
Thanks for the birthday gift, Trev. The topic was non-major sports events that you watch. So Wimbledon, right, was on this, and people were talking about the Masters, where again, obviously I know these spectacles
golf out of it, but I hear
golf's interesting, right? Because it got so popular in 2020, and then after that point where but it's not a big four, regardless. It's not a big four. And one of the ones was what were we just talking about? The World Series of Poker. So I was curious now, do you ever pop that on if you see it around? Because it's like, feels like it was always the fell asleep watching the Brewer game, and now it's 1 o'clock in the morning,
and it's on Fox World Sports Series Wisconsin.
World Series of Poker was on.
Daniel Negreanu's on my screen,
right? Phil Hellmuth or whatever, right? You know,
I will watch. Obviously when Chris Moneymaker won, and then the year after that, it became a big deal. ESPN shelled out millions to cover it and to play it. And at some point, I think America lost some of that vim and vigor for watching poker on TV. I think poker players will still watch, but I don't think casual sports fans tune into the poker tournaments. I am a poker player, so I will watch poker tournaments on TV. But I definitely understand, like Mrs. Thunder's a big sports fan. Like, she will watch any of the big four. She will watch tennis. Tennis is definitely on her list. She loves the Olympics. She's not watching poker.
Right. That's what I mean. It's a weird event that I see some people watching, understand why you wouldn't. Do you want me to tell you the AP Top 25 right here real quick? Because it just came out.
All right. Start with all right. I want the Big Ten teams in order.
Okay. So the new number 1 is the Michigan Wolverines.
Really?
They have 60 of these 61 votes too. So
and is Arizona still number 2?
Arizona is number 4 now on this
lose
list.
Twice this week?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But like both in overtime or once in overtime?
Both were close games.
Yeah.
Both were tight. Yeah.
Okay.
The next Big Ten team to be ranked is number 7. That is Purdue. That is where the Boilermakers are on this list.
Yep.
Then
preseason number 1, I believe.
Yes. Number 9 is Nebraska. Number 10 is Illinois. So they didn't take too much of a hit. Michigan State at 15.
All right. So hold on. For the past month, those have been your ranked Big Ten teams.
Yep.
They've all been ranked generally in the top 12. You've had 5 teams in the top 12, top 13. 15 is about the lowest that those teams have been ranked in quite some time. Michigan State obviously losing by 21 in Madison on Friday night. And now, drum roll, please.
There are no other teams receiving votes in the Big Ten because Wisconsin is number 24
Let's
in
go.
the country.
Let's go.
Number 24 for the Badgers.
So Wisconsin is ranked 24th. There's not a team they can't beat in America.
I was just going to say they're probably a top 20 team.
Right.
Even though they're 24. And
right.
you
could better on a given night.
You mean to tell me you wouldn't love the matchup of Wisconsin going up against number 11 Gonzaga right now today?
I'd take it.
I would absolutely love that. I mean, Miami of Ohio is at 22 because they're undefeated and they're the only undefeated team.
Yeah. And they should be. Like, listen, You're undefeated. I don't care if you're a mid-major. You should be ranked.
Yeah. So
you just should be.
Right now, that is the Wisconsin Badgers, number 24 in the latest.
And who's
AP
number 1?
Michigan.
Beat them at home. Who's number 10?
That is Illinois.
Beat them at home.
Yeah.
Right,
and number 15.
Yeah, beat them in Madison.
Right.
But I'm saying you beat Michigan in Michigan.
Yep.
You beat Illinois in Illinois. You've beaten 2 top 10 teams on their court.
Yeah, I did see, however, the Badgers are 3-6 in quad 1 wins. Like, I think we've established that this Badger team could easily beat Michigan or easily lose to Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, and I think, but also had some, it was a bad December. Like, they did not do well in the preseason tournaments. They lost to some teams they probably should have beaten.
Yeah, Greg Gard got the boys running right now.
Yep. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line if you want to react to the Badgers being ranked for the first time in like 2 months, because they were ranked for a time earlier this season. And then every time they got close to being ranked, they lost on the weekend. This time, Friday night, they won. So they won at Illinois and beat ranked Michigan State this week. Did you see the pictures on the socials where now Wisconsin got back the UP now?
Yes.
And there's a big L in the state of Michigan because
they beat Michigan.
Yeah, because they beat Michigan and Michigan State now. If you were paying attention to the NBA over the weekend, they were in LA. Terrible, from what I heard, terrible attendance, terrible. Like, LA didn't promote that they had the All-Star game. Like, there's so much going on in LA, and they're so proud of themselves.
They're
for
worried
being
about
so
the
fancy.
Super Bowl next year more than they are worried about the All-Star game.
You mean
this
the
year.
Jordan Love show?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. This is, my brain is broken right now. Can you just hang out with me?
Sorry.
All right. 414-677-1250. Speaking of the Super Bowl, so I told you last week that I want to bet a parlay at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Jordan Love to win MVP and Packers to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And it's like 2,300 to 1. So yeah, I could bet $10 to win 2,300. Bet $100 to win 23 grand.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good. I kind of want to do that with Josh Allen and the Bills as well. Like, to do it both. Because if you hit one of them, you don't care if you lose the other 100, you're winning 20 grand.
I want to put it on.
Am I wrong?
No, I would put the money on the quarterback who gets married over the offseason closest to the Super Bowl. Like Valentine's Day, love in the air, like whatever.
But how do you not just bet on Jordan Love? Like, it's love in the Super Bowl on Valentine's Day. It's already written. Like, I feel like whatever higher power you pray to on your Sabbath, that higher power has already proclaimed and ordained that Jordan Love shall win the Super Bowl. Like it's in the Newer Testament, not the Old Testament, not the New Testament, but the Newer Testament. Jordan Love,
but it's
hatheth winneth the Super Bowleth on Valentine's Dayeth.
Isn't there some part of wrestling script writing to you that is like, this is too easy, they can't do it this way?
There is that.
Yeah, it's probably the same. Right, that's the boat I'm in right now with the Packers and Jordan. No, I'm rooting for that, of course. But
did you see my poem on Twitter, by the way?
I did see your poem.
So terrible.
Yeah, thank you for the poem.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm more of a haiku guy, so next time, if
Mrs. Thunder's mom is like the queen of haikus.
Oh, okay.
Like she writes haikus to everybody all the time. So I might have to.
It's the only other poem I can name. Limericks and haikus. That's all I got. And is there any more?
There's like
a bunch more.
iambic pentameter, but that's like what Shakespeare wrote, and that's not necessarily
poetry.
Right.
It's just writing.
I mean, it's poetic. All right, hold on.
I read that the Dante's Inferno too, so I guess that's like a bunch of poems or whatever, right? Isn't that what they try to call it?
I don't know what
Divine Comedy.
What did Edgar Allan Poe write?
Poems.
Those are just straight poems, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they just the definition of poem gets extended all the time, where it's like these are just words that you want to write in a confusing way, bro.
414-677-1250. It is Tommy's birthday today. We've got a number of people writing into the text club for all sorts of different things. And what did you do for we got to say what you did for Valentine's Day? Like, we got to get to that as well. So 414-677-1250. What did you get your sig other for Valentine's Day? Ron and Rome. I watched my grandson in a 6th grade basketball tournament at Waukesha West. It was really fun watching a bunch of kids playing just for the love of the game am putting out 100% effort. As a dad whose daughter's now in high school, so I don't have to go to these tournaments anymore. All the power to you, Ron. I'm glad I don't have to sit there for the whole day. I can go on my Tuesday and Friday night and go to high school sports as it's meant to be. Thunder, you wouldn't yell at Brewer Mike as an official. I don't know if you know this or not, Tommy. Brewer Mike is like been a basketball and baseball official like for 40, 50 years, like for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Very well respected. I've seen him at many youth tournaments.
Have you yelled at him?
I've not yelled at him.
Okay.
No.
All right. He's called you out.
Yep. Happy birthday, 262. Happy birthday, Tommy. Best birthday month. Mine is a week from today, the 23rd. As we all know, mine was 2 weeks ago and minus a day on the 3rd. So is February the best birthday month?
Jack Pembroke was born like a couple days ago, too.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday.
38 years ago. But yeah.
Happy birthday, Jack.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of February going on in this building, which is kind of weird.
Yep. 414-677-1250. When we come back, we're going to listen to Giannis. We're going to hear what Giannis had to say with Malika. Robbie writes in on the YouTube channel, happy birthday, Tommy, as the accolades come in. And then I know as we get into the 1 o'clock hour, we're going to talk some Badgers, but we also want to talk to, during Inside Wisconsin Sports today, they did advice for Tommy. Okay? Like, what advice would you have for someone turning 26 today? On our show, we want to know, where were you? What were you doing when you were 26? Like, physically, where did you live? But more like, did you have a job? Were you married? Did you have kids? Were you still going out every night? Were you working third shift? Were you delivering liquor or mail or whatever? Like, what were you doing when you were 26? I got to think about this. 2002, 24 years ago, bro. I'm not double your age anymore, by the way.
I know. It's the last day. It was the last day. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
I had it. Man. I had it. Now, no longer.
Nope. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. Mason Crosby's hitting him straight. This is the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz with you. Mason off golfing, doing his thing. Let's see. Man, we got a 414 who blew up our text line. We might have to make a whole segment out of that one. I feel like it's somebody we might know. This is the Mason Crosby Show, and it is Monday, February 16th. It is the birth date of one Tommy Wirtz. We are celebrating that and enjoying that. And we're also taking a look all around the state of Wisconsin in the sports world and what's going on. Badger basketball, UW Green Bay, Brewers are in spring training. Giannis getting trolled by Dame Lillard. Did you see that?
I did not.
After Dame won the 3-point contest, Dame and Giannis hugged in the hallway.
That was another thing, not to side rail.
No, go ahead.
The timing of it was terrible. Like, they moved it around because the Olympics, and it was just like at 5 o'clock randomly on a Saturday.
So
like,
weird.
I went to go turn it on, and it was off.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, the All-Star. No,
brutal.
I didn't have it. That's on me. But still, what a terrible, like, the whole thing, awful.
Well, I missed the first game yesterday because it was at 5. And
Right.
I was like, oh, there's no way it's before 7. Because I've actually complained about this in the past, that the NBA All-Star game is too late on a Sunday night. And like, what kids are staying up to watch that? Now, granted, there's no school today because kids don't go to school anymore.
Right.
Or it's a federal holiday, bro.
President's Day, I don't complain about because that was always built in.
Right.
That was always built in.
It's built in.
That's fine. But the Friday before President's Day, that's bull crap.
Yeah,
that's
that
stupid.
That
is. I mean,
that is something.
Thunderwatch school systems. Put it on there.
It's a good point. No, when Dame and Giannis embraced in the hallway, Tommy, Dame said, "Hey, do you have me on call sheet?" And like, it was kind of awkward, kind of funny. Like, the whole Giannis call, like, I don't understand call sheet. Like, you can bet on anything ever, and like I don't. Is it call sheet?
They just call sheet. I don't know. They just tturned life into a stock market.
Right.
And like, now it's like, what are you going to do? It's a stock market.
So if Giannis is doing why can professional sports players buy into this platform? Like, I don't know.
How is it not like a conflict of interest with the league?
Right.
Where if FanDuel is a sponsor or something along those lines, like, how can he be sponsored by? I guess like you can wear Under Armour and the league is Nike uniforms, right? I guess. But
yes, but I
but
think
they won't let you wear Under Armour in the pressers. You know,
right.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. So it was very funny when Dame was like, "Hey, do you have me on Calci or whatever?" Very funny. Giannis had some time, and I wanted to play this back. He sat down with Malika Andrews from ESPN and talked about his feelings.
As of today, I'm committed to the Milwaukee Bucks, and I'm committed to the people that I work with, my teammates, the coaching staff, Coach Duck, and John in the front office. What I've said from
whoa. I got to stop it right there.
Okay.
So this is all I'd listened to before. Committed to his teammates, committed to Doc, committed to Horst.
Sure.
He left out the owners. And I think that's interesting. I'm intrigued by that. I want to know what that means, that Giannis did not include the ownership group when he said, I'm committed to my team, I'm committed to the coaches, I'm committed to John in the front office. And he did not say Wes or Jimmy or the rest of the owners.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't read too much into it, especially when you see like how not selective in his speak he's been over the last, X amount of months. Like, I think it's like, yeah.
But I do wonder about like at the preseason when Wes Edens came out and was like, oh, we talked to Giannis in June and blah, blah, blah. And then Giannis was like, oh, we never talked.
Yeah.
And I actually think they did talk. I think the question, and I don't remember who, and I don't want to badmouth who asked the question, but like, I think the question was asked like, oh, you had a discussion with him. And like, no, they probably just talked, but it wasn't like a sit down discussion
in passing or whatever. And okay.
Right. So I think there was a miss there, but I did think it was interesting. He did not mention ownership.
The beginning of this year is that out of my mouth and the way I've carried myself, you will never hear me say I don't want to be a Milwaukee Buck.
Yes.
Okay. Right. And we've heard that, right?
But that's also, again, like, I'm not going to say I don't want to be a Buck,
Right.
but I will say I'm open to leaving Milwaukee.
And I will never say it, but my agents will say it.
Yeah,
and my friends will say it. And my family will say it.
So far, we're
but I would
on
never
pace
say
with
it.
Giannis. Still.
This is totally Giannis speak.
Yes.
Right?
Giannis, your interviews, as long as I've known you, there's been two things that that have been tenets of who you are, who I've come to know you to be. And that is a winner, and that is deeply loyal. Do those two things feel at odds to you right now?
Great question, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Malika.
No, no. I am a winner, and I'm extremely loyal. But the only thing that I feel sometimes, and I'll just get vulnerable for a second here, is that growing up, you dream like, oh, what if I play for the Knicks, Madison Square Garden? What if I get drafted by the Lakers and I'm teammates with Kobe? What if I go and play for the Cavs and LeBron passes me the ball? Like you just dreaming, right? So it doesn't change when you're an adult. You turn on the TV, watch LKC, watch San Antonio. It's like, oh, would that change whatever it be? How would that work? Like you always dream. If there will ever be a scenario that of me not being a Milwaukee Buck no more, I don't want anybody to ever think like, hey man, I quit on my team, because this is my team and I love it.
This is my team and I love it. Again, no, there's a bunch of nothing burger there. Like, yes, I agree. Like when you're 18-year-old Giannis and you are coming from Greece and you are malnourished and you are broke and you have a chance to get out of that lifestyle into a new lifestyle, of course you're going to be like, oh, what would it be like if I got drafted by this team or that team? And honestly, I mean, being drafted where he was by the Bucks, he could have been drafted anywhere.
Sure.
He could have been drafted by any team, but interesting, that he brings up, like, could there be a day that he's not a Milwaukee Buck? Sure. And I think, again, we keep saying that. We keep telling you that day's going to happen. That day could happen. It could happen. He may have never played a game again as a Milwaukee Buck. He may come back and play 20 more games this year, and they could sneak into the final 10 like in the playing game. And then you never know what happens after that. There's a little bit here, more here. I want to get to it. But I do want to get to the Wisconsin Badgers because unbelievable win Friday night, unbelievable season they're having. And the way they're playing, it's just been super fun to watch what's going on with the Wisconsin Badgers. So I do want to switch the gears and go Wisconsin Badgers when we come back. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. It is Tommy Wirtz's birthday. Feel free to send those messages in on Twitter, on YouTube, at the Nicolay Law Talk and text line, 414-677-1250. What did you do with your weekend, your first non-football weekend of the year? What did you do for Valentine's Day? All the above. We want to hear from you. This is the people's show. This is your show. Mason's golfing, so we're going to do whatever we want. It's no rules. It's you know, there are days there's no rules. It's no rules week here on the Mason Crosby Show.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. That's 26-year-old Tommy Wirtz.
Whoa.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, I mean, I have my own insurance now.
I don't know about you. I'm feeling 26.
There's no good songs about 26, right?
I mean, once you're like over 23.
That's what I mean. I'm like celebrating being off my parents' insurance today.
Yeah.
I have nothing else.
Taylor Swift did 22, Blink 180.
Did Adele drop 26?
23.
Did Adele do a 26? Or was she?
Or was that just the name of her album? Because that's how old she was.
Right. But did she drop? She definitely did a 30.
Yeah.
She did 21, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she has a 26. I don't know. But that's about all I got going on right now. I'm not really into the like birthday kind of scene. Like it happens. I feel like I got more coming in this year than I usually do.
Okay.
Maybe being on the radio helping that out a little bit, but I mean, still very appreciative, and I get it. People want to say happy birthday to people on their birthday.
I also I think it's nice. I think, like on my birthday, Sparky was like, no, like because I was at a family funeral, and I was like, no, I want to be on because I want the flowers.
Yeah.
It's okay to get the flowers, Tommy. Get the flowers.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
And the steaks.
And the steaks. Yeah. Thanks for the steaks.
Dude, I can't wait to see a picture.
Dude, the last steak I cooked. You saw it, man.
I know.
I'm ready.
I want to see these.
I'm ready for steaks.
Yep. Let's see if I can put this one together. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talking text line. What'd you do over the weekend? What did you do for Valentine's Day? Are you okay? Football's done. We've got, like 3 weeks until free agency. And so we've seen articles already coming out.
Big cut day.
About when is Big Cut Day?
Well, I'm just saying it has been big cuts today. The Miami Dolphins are getting rid of their whole team.
They got a whole, Jeff Hafley's cleaning things up.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's a free agent. He's going to be a Green Bay Packer. No.
But Bradley Chubb, I'm interested.
Are you?
I am.
All right. We'll table that.
Tabled.
Let's see. 414 writes in, happy belated birthday, Mitch. Did one of the gifts make off with the burrito wrap? Nope. So just for the person who gave me the burrito wrap, the girls are very much enjoying that blanket. It is super comfy and love it. Happy birthday to Thomas, my number 2 son.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Mommy Tommy, of course. Did you know he is named after a lady I cleaned for in college that had 8 boys, and the baby was named Thomas. Middle name Carl, Bucks coach around that time. One of my best Tommy moments is when he brought home a giant pine cone he found in a parking lot just because he knew I would like it. Love this kid.
Yeah.
Do you remember the pine cone story?
Yeah. I mean,
or do you remember that's been told?
No,
I actually remember doing that.
Yeah, no, okay. I was working at the other place at the time.
So you were like an adult when you did that.
I was over 21 years old.
It would have been much cuter if like 4-year-old Tommy waddled into the house with a pine cone.
No, I am forever known as like the analytical child of all, like less emotional and I guess more like lack empathy in some, for lack of a better words, in times. Wow, and so that's what that's coined as. Mm-hmm. But there was this giant pine cone just chilling in a parking lot, and I don't remember if it was real or not real, but I saw it, and it was, I mean, this big. Like it's bad radio here, but it had to be a foot long and probably a foot round around it too. And I was like, why is this just chilling here? And I brought it home for my mom when I was living at home at the time. And I was like, I have no idea what's going on with this, but I figured you'd like it. And I got like a Facebook post about it and everything. Wow. Like it is like one of her favorite moments.
I love it.
Just bring it home. I'll see if I can find the picture of the pine cone. I'll get it up there on the YouTube stream.
Man, that'd be amazing. Mitch, it was a family-filled weekend at my house. Swim lesson, Valentine's with the 3 grandparents, a 7-year-old birthday party at a ninja place in Oak Creek, comedian at the JCC, Disney on Ice, pickleball at Elite, and finished by grilling barbecue beef ribs on the grill Jeff in Fox Point. Wow, that is a full weekend, Jeff. Nicely done. B. Hinterton West House, good afternoon to the best sports show on the radio. You can say that again. No football this last weekend, no problem. Great weather, disc golf all day, and Winter Olympics in the evening. I feast on what's available, and greatness was available this weekend. Love that. 414, what did I do over the weekend? I spent the weekend in Eau Claire watching my son do this. I'm guessing there's a picture involved, but we don't get pictures, unfortunately. But a lot of talented wrestling here in Wisconsin at the D3 level. So people are finding sports to take up their time because there's a lot going on right now. And as we talked about, we'll get to the Packers in a second. The opportunity for free agency starting in 3 weeks, and the Dolphins releasing a bunch of guys today. But the Wisconsin Badgers, who at one point were 9-5, now 18-7, meaning 9-2 in their last 11 games. A win against UCLA, a win at Michigan, a win at Minnesota, win against Rutgers, win at Penn State, lost to USC. Remember that rough Sunday game? Beating Minnesota in a game they were down by huge at halftime, had 17 points at the half, 50 in the second half. Beat Ohio State, lost that overtime 1-point game to Indiana. Should have been a win, and I think most people see it that way. They then won in overtime at Illinois and beat Michigan State. They're at Ohio State, turnaround tomorrow night. So they've got a moderately tough road game. And I think what we are experiencing right now is the Nick Boyd experience. And I think it is so much fun to watch Nick Boyd. And we know how college sports work. We know that, like, we don't have guys for 3, 4, 5 years anymore. And if we do, it's because they're role players. It's because they're not good enough to go somewhere else, or it doesn't make sense to go somewhere else, or they're chasing something. Like 2 years ago, AJ Storr was awesome. He went to Kansas to chase a bag and to chase a title and stunk. And now he's at Ole Miss. And I actually saw over the weekend he had a really good game. I don't know how he's playing. I haven't looked up his full stats. But, like, you look at Nick Boyd, and Nick Boyd was a Florida Atlantic guy. So he was at Florida Atlantic for 3 years. His sophomore year was his best year. He played 23 games his freshman year, 5 points a game. His sophomore year, 38 games, started 37 of them, played 24 minutes a game, averaged 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. His junior year, down to 27 games, only 14 starts. Again, averaged 9 points a game, but his rebounds were down, his assists were down. His shooting percentage went from 45 to 40. His 3-point percentage went from 40 to 34. Yeah, he had a real rough year. So last year, he transfers to San Diego State, starts and plays all 31 games, plays 30 minutes a game, and averages a nice 13 points a game. Averages nice 4 rebounds, 4 assists a game. Mm-hmm. Like a nice player, like 13, 4, and 4 in 30 minutes. Like, you're the 3rd or 4th best player on the team. You're doing okay. I don't know that, like, we could have seen, based on what he had done, that when he gets the redshirt season, when he gets that 5th season in college, that he comes to Wisconsin and averages better than 20 points a game. Again, 3.5 rebounds, almost 4 assists a game, shooting 37% from 3, shooting 48% from the floor. So he's been deadly from 2-point range. But to average more than 20 points a game, coming from 13.5 at San Diego State last year, like, yeah. I think if he had come here and averaged 13 points a game, we would have been like, yeah, that's who Nick Boyd is. That makes sense. This has been fun. This has been eye-opening, and it's been a real, obviously a huge help to the program that Nick Boyd has become Nick Boyd.
Yeah, and looking at let's just go, for instance, John Tanji, right? From his jump. So remember, he was at Missouri when he transferred. However, he was hurt that whole year at Missouri.
Because he had been at Colorado State before that, right?
So his last year at Colorado State.
On behalf of Mason, boo.
Yeah.
Facts.
Go Buffs. Go Buffs. Colorado State, he averaged 14.5. And then went to 19.5 with the Badgers, just for that jump. And we had Brian Butch on last week, Friday, talking about this Badger Hoops team. And I asked him, like, who's more important, Nick Boyd this year or John Tanji last year? Now, I understand the answer of, well, Tanji was getting the ball at the end of games, and he was the closer last year, All-American.
Stud.
Like, he was great. But Nick Boyd, man, that guy is a bucket. He is an absolute bucket. He did the little shimmy that got Michigan State to fall, then hit the three right in his face earlier in the game. Like, that guy is so important right now to this Badger basketball team. And just like Tanji, a little bit out of nowhere, right? And maybe not from a year-over-year type thing like it is with Nick Boyd, but that Nick Boyd is putting together quietly like a top 5 Badger season of all time in this. Like, I think he just passed Tanji for most 20-point games in a year. Like, he is super, super talented. And the important factor, I think it just comes from, well, Blackwell is playing a bigger role this year, and Nolan Winter's playing a bigger role this year. And last year, Tanji felt like he was carrying at times. And Nick Boyd doesn't necessarily have that feel, but
because he doesn't have to, but he can do it when called upon.
You need a bucket. Nick Boyd's the guy right now. And the Badger basketball team firing on all cylinders. And Nolan Winter, I also argue, is super important just because he's grabbing every rebound that is needed during these games. And John Blackwell is obviously taking that step too. But Nick Boyd is the fastest guy on the court and has the best jumper too.
Yeah, he is fun to watch. We got to give shout out to Blackwell and to Winter though. Blackwell, 8 points his freshman year, played all 34 games, but only started one. Last year, 37 games, 37 starts, averaged 15.8 points a game. This year in 24 games, he's up to 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. The two of them together, Blackwell and Boyd, have been just absolutely fantastic.
And I'll ask you, Mitch, because we brought it up a little bit on Inside Wisconsin Sports earlier today. Great guard, is he kind of underappreciated?
Yes and no. I mean, I actually would say yes, he is. I think Greg Gard is underappreciated.
He's got 6 top 10 wins over the last 2 years.
Yep. But there's a bit. The
but is March. The but is March.
Right. The but is March. And it's great. It's great when you are 18-7 and you get back into the top 25 and you've won 9 of your last 11 and you've won at Michigan and you've won at Illinois. But again, you mentioned it. Like, what if the Badgers get a 6 seed and lose to the 3 seed in the first weekend? They win their 6-11 game, and then they lose their 3-6 game. And they listen, you're a 6 seed, you're supposed to lose to a 3 seed. But if you're a 6 seed and you're the Badgers, you know you've beaten teams. You know, Michigan's going to be a 1 seed. You know you've beaten them. Illinois or Michigan State are going to be 2 or 3 seeds. You know you've beaten them. And so whoever ends up being that 3 seed, you know you can compete with that team. And if they lose in the opening weekend, it's just going to stink a little bit, even if we know that game technically would be an upset. Real quick, I just want to shout out Nolan Winter. How about these numbers, Tommy? Freshman year, plays 36 games, no starts, 2.4 points, 1.8 rebounds. Just playing 9 minutes a game, just, helping out.
Typical freshman.
Yep. Last year, again, all 37 games, all 37 starts, only played 21 minutes a game, though. 9.5 points, 5.8 rebounds. This year, he's played all 25 games, 31 minutes a game, 13.7 points, 9 rebounds a game. Like, basically 14-9 for Nolan Winter this year. He's been a huge, his career arc has gone up the way it should, but that's been a big deal for this Wisconsin team, which besides Nolan Winter is a bit undersized.
Yeah. I have to go back and
I know
look.
we like Bilauskas, and he's
Biliauskas. Yep. Yeah.
He's good, but
if he gets a double-double, like the Badgers have to have like a 90% winning percentage right now.
I think that feels right.
That's why I argue he's probably the most important on the team. I know the Indiana game when they got screwed, he had a double-double and they lost that game. But if he's out there getting 10 boards and putting up 10 points every time he goes out, they're going to be in every game. That's how important I feel Nolan Winter is to this team. And he doesn't have to be a number 1 option, right? He doesn't have to be a number 2 option with Boyd and Blackwell doing their thing. And I think we'll even see that down the stretch for this Badger team, is that it does open up that Nick Boyd could be the second leading scorer and Blackwell could take over on a nightly basis whenever he wants to as well. But that tandem between Boyd and Blackwell, it's better than the Tanji Blackwell last year. It is. And that's why I'm curious to see what people say about if Boyd is more important this year or if Tanji was last year.
You know what I don't like about President's Day?
What's that?
Joe Lunardi hasn't updated bracketology. It's still there from Wednesday morning.
Because he's off.
How can Joe Lunardi be off? Like, how is this possible? I need a bracket because it has the Badgers as an 8 before the Michigan State game. But it also obviously still has Arizona as the overall 1.
Sure.
So I need.
They got to get off that 8-9. They got to get off.
Well,
I would love them to play 2. I would love them to play a 2.
They are official. I would argue they are officially off the 8-9 right now.
Okay.
Now they could fall back to it because they're just at a 7.
Right.
But I think they could get to a 6.
If they went to like a Big Ten semi.
Am I going to say it? They're like a 6-7.
Okay. All right.
Happy birthday for that.
Thank you. If they go on a Big Ten champ run, like let's say they get to the semis, can they go up to a 6?
Yes. I think they can. Because
let's just assume they lose one more game.
Your 6s should be AP ranked 20 to 24.
Yeah.
Or 21 to 24. If they're ranked in that area, I think those are wins.
Does Ken Pom like the Badgers?
They got to.
I haven't seen Ken Pom rankings in a while here.
The schedule coming up for the Badgers, they have winnable games. They do have a West Coast trip. That's going to be tough. So they're at Ohio State tomorrow night. Sunday, they're home against Iowa. I would argue they should win both of those games, especially if they want to be a top 25. I know Ohio State's tough to play. Yeah. Home against Iowa, you got to win. Then it gets a little dicey because next week they're at Oregon, at Washington.
Yeah.
And I know, whatever you think about how good Oregon and Washington are, a new road trips this team hasn't been on before, going to an uncommon opponent, not used to playing those teams. They then get Maryland at home. That should be a squash. They end the season at Purdue. I'm saying if they win, if they could win all 5 of those games and then lose at Purdue, if they've won those 5 games, they might hit 15. Maybe it's more 17 or 18. They then lose to Purdue and win a game or 2 in the Big Ten tournament. They're a 6.
Sure. Right now, Ken Pom has them at 32. When you go into offensive rating, however, Ken Pom has them at 18. Mitch, they have some bad losses this year too.
I know.
They have great wins, but they have some bad losses. And
hold on. Can you believe we live in a universe where what are the rankings in offense and defense again, Tommy? What's offense?
Offense, they are 18.
And defense are what?
Defense, you got to go down. Ooh, they're not in the top. It looks like they're 42 or 52.
Can you believe that we live in a universe where that exists for the Wisconsin Badgers basketball program?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
After years and years of Dick Bennett and then Bo Ryan.
62, actually.
62, 18th offensively in the country. Look at their last ones. The Minnesota game was a weird one because they scored 17 in the first half and then scored 50 in the second half. They then put up 92 against Ohio State, 77 against Indiana, not great, but that's a good number. 92 against Illinois, 92 against Michigan State. They put up 96 against Rutgers, 98 against Penn State. They won 98-71 at Penn State. And I don't care how bad Penn State is, but if you follow Big Ten basketball over the last 20 years, you know that Penn State is the weirdest to play. It's kind of like playing at Northwestern football. Weird things happen at
Going
Penn
to
State.
Arizona in the NFL, right?
Yes.
Same deal.
Yes, weird things happen. So to score 98 at Penn State, they also, they went to Michigan and scored 91 points against the number 1 team in the country. I guess they were number 2 at that time. You know who I'm kind of bummed we don't play in Madison? Do you know who I'm going to say? They only played them once and they lost by 30 early in the Big Ten season.
Oh,
Nebraska. They lost 90-60 to Nebraska in a game that got very it just deteriorated very quickly after it was. I think it was they were down by 16 at the half, but I wish they could get Nebraska at home. I think that'd be a different game now.
I don't think it even matters if they're at home or not. Their best wins are on the road.
You make a good point, birthday boy. When we come back, we want to talk a little about Brandon Chubb, Bradley Chubb. That's how much. That's how well I know.
That's how much you want him on the team.
That's how much I. That's how well I know guys who play for the Dolphins.
Do you want to see the pine cone before, or you want to come back with the pine cone?
Let's come back with the pine cone.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got it. All right, cool.
Is Mommy Tommy going to be just so happy to see the pine cone again?
I think you're going to be like, damn, that's a crazy pine cone.
Do you think she still has the pine cone somewhere?
Yeah, 100. It's dude, it's displayed at her house. Like it
still,
is
to this day.
It is decor in her house. Yeah, the pine cone. It's the best gift I ever got her, and I found it on the ground in like a parking lot.
That is amazing. 414-677-1250. Your thoughts on the Badgers. Packers getting into free agency. Free agency is not open yet, but it's getting there. Have you ever you throw a stone in curling, right? Have you ever left your finger on a stone too long? How about that Canada swearing match?
I haven't done it once.
Yeah.
That was keyword there. Keyword.
Yeah, nice. Nicely done. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. And if you are on our YouTube or Twitter at WI Sports Radio, you will see the most beautiful pine cone in the history of Earth.
It's massive, right?
It is massive. It's slightly curved.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's got a lilt. Yeah.
It's not a perfect pine cone in terms of symmetry. But it is a perfect pine cone in terms of natural beauty.
Yeah, you can see like for scale, that's the hand that's being held in. Like it's a massive pine cone. I just found that literally in a parking lot in Brookfield.
Was there any part of you that thought like maybe I should replant this and see what happens? Can you do that with pine cones? I don't know.
Are they just seeds?
Right.
Like, I don't know if that's how that works.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But yeah, I mean, are
you glowing with pride right now?
That was like I'm telling you, picking the pine cone up, is like a milestone in my life, I guess. Yeah. Like it turned out to be like, pick that pine cone up. So if you see a pine cone just laying around, like go ahead, pick it up.
It's also not as good as Tommy's.
No, it's not going to be.
So we are a big pine cone family.
Oh, okay.
We love finding pine cones. We love looking for pine cones. We love sharing pine cones. So like I'm going to definitely share that with the Rumbles. And like,
I'll send you the picture so that you have it. Because I everyone who's ever seen it's like, oh my God, that's crazy. It was just awesome. Awesome. It was just in a parking lot. There's no trees, no pine trees around it.
Were there any other cones around?
No, it was just
by itself.
It was just by itself.
Did you think for a second it wasn't a pine cone, but maybe an alien vessel?
I had no idea what it was. I didn't know it was really a pine cone.
This is very Men in Black.
Like I just picked it up thinking like, is this a pine cone? Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Here you go, Mom.
Why is it here?
Yeah. That got me like a Facebook of like,
how has it affected your mother's life?
I would say things turned. We were in a rough patch until I brought this pine cone home. Like it was,
amazing.
Yeah, the pine cone saved it.
You know who could use a pine cone right now, Tommy? Tyreek Hill. Yeah, because he's probably sad. He's probably not that sad. The Miami Dolphins released Tyreek Hill in a flurry of roster moves that will clear significant salary cap space. Sources told ESPN on Monday. Miami also released offensive lineman James Daniels, wide receiver Nick Westbrook Ikine. Those were effective immediately.
Yep.
Former Pro Bowl linebacker Bradley Chubb was also informed of his impending release, though that may not happen until after the start of the league year on March 11th and be designated as a post-June 1st transaction, but that is expected as well.
Well, and you remember they gave up a haul to get Bradley Chubb in that building too. So think of it as the Micah Parsons in 4 years is getting cut.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they gave up 2 first-round picks for him.
Yeah. And he's been a very good defensive player throughout his career.
Yeah, solid.
Yep. He is, let's see if I click on his name, it'll tell me how old he is. He is 96. So he's 30.
Yeah.
NC State, he was the 5th overall pick.
Yeah, he was a stud.
By your Denver Broncos. Out of NC State. 30. So he will be 30. I'm sorry. He will be 30 next season. He'll be 30 in June.
Okay.
So he will be 30 next NFL season. That's not a very you mentioned you'd be interested for the Packers. That's not a very Packers-like move to bring in a 30-year-old to be a starter.
Well, I understand. They're usually like, once you're over 28, you might as well be a senior citizen to the Green Bay Packers.
You're dead.
You're allowed to kick. That's it.
Right.
But I just think of it as how important pass rush is in the playoffs specifically. And while you don't need Bradley Chubb to be the guy who is the number 1 ace, the number 2 Bradley Chubb gets me excited. That's all I know.
In his last, so he was traded during the 22 season. In his last 2 seasons with Miami, 19.5 sacks, has played all 33 of 34 possible games with the Dolphins. I guess in 22 he played 16 games and had 8 sacks. Before that, he wasn't, his rookie year he had 12 sacks, his career high. He then had a couple down years. That's probably why Denver
has Rashawn Gary ever gotten 12 sacks?
Rashawn Gary has been on pace for 12 sacks in a season once. When he hit 7.5 last year, he was on pace for 12.
He's definitely gotten to 10 though, right? He's definitely has done that before. No, it's not possible. He got paid, Mitch.
Is Chubb a D end? He's
an edge. He's an edge.
Is he an edge?
He's going to keep his hand up, but he's an edge.
Okay. Which
Rashawn Gary does that anyway.
You would see him more as a replacement for Gary than actual like playing in place of one of the linebackers.
No, I think he's going to be he's
Cooper,
an edge. No, he's an edge. He's an edge. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's rushing the passer.
I do wonder at 30, like
give you another guy to mentor Lucas Van Ness a little bit, maybe.
I know Andy Herman put out some content over the weekend about do they pick up the 5th year on Van Ness? I don't know what your thoughts are there.
Yeah, I don't think he can, right? I mean, what have you seen so far at all?
How much is it?
Oh, it's going to be like, isn't it a top 10% salary of edge rushers? Like they just paid Micah Parsons $50 million. Like we want to give he shouldn't be within 90% of Micah Parsons' salary at all. So no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
If they didn't pick it up for Quay Walker,
they're
not picking it up for Lucas Van Ness.
Yeah, but weird things happen too sometimes.
Weird would be really weird.
Yeah. 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. I do also want to take a tiny little peek down to Arizona, where our Milwaukee Brewers, I know that our friends at WISN Channel 12 in Milwaukee, Dario Melendez, who was on the show last week, he and his crew are down there. He just posted a picture of Andrew Vaughn hitting one over the protective net in left field. So like during BP, they put up nets to keep the baseballs, and he hit one over the net. Also posted a picture of Christian Yelich taking some BP. And the news over the weekend that there is another third baseman in training camp who has played third base at the major league level, Luis Rengifo.
Yeah, you got it, Luis Rengifo.
But not. I don't know.
Does nothing for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Luis,
who's also a February birthday. He'll be 29, by the way. So shout out to Luis Rengifo. Yeah. But no, I understand the move. I understand why people are meh about the move as well. However, last year was just his worst year, and years before that, he was pretty solid, right? I mean, you're looking at a 102 OPS in 2022, a 112 OPS in 23, a 115 in 24, and then falling off a cliff last year
to 73
during that time. But as you look over in the positions tab, you can play a little bit of everywhere, and it just gives a little bit of ground at third base, I think, which is the argument I'm going to continue to make now, where you can't evaluate this team on opening day. You just cannot do it. Look at how terrible they were through 4 games.
I think that's the key point, Tommy.
Vinny Capra, Ollie Dunn. Those were the third basemen last year. No one knew who Caleb Durbin was outside of that. He was the guy that was traded for Devin Williams.
Nobody knew who Isaac Collins was.
Right. So I'm holding out on if Luis Rengifo is still playing third base at the end of the year, Mitch, it's probably a good thing.
It means he did something right.
Right.
It's not that the Brewers gave up or the Brewers did something wrong. It means that Rengifo came up and is hitting 260, 270, is stealing 20 plus bases, is hitting between 10 and 15 home runs, is putting the bat on the ball.
Yes.
I think that is correct. That if he's still there, it's because he earned that spot. Not because it's not by default, because they will try other solutions.
Absolutely.
If things are not going well, as we saw with Vinny Capra.
Right.
Listen, homers on opening day and then goes 0 for 243. Like at some point you got to cut bait, and they did.
And they will if they have to. I'm now, and they're doing the same thing with Gary Sanchez, right? Where it just buys some time on Jefferson Caro. And if Gary Sanchez, they just did it with Eric Haas last year, right? And then they made a move for Danny Jansen because they were like, maybe we can do it with Haas. If we can't, we'll go get a guy named Danny Jansen. So it's exactly what they're doing. The same exact thing. They are not done just because a deal doesn't happen before opening day.
Right. Any have you? I haven't been following as closely as I probably will start this week. any pitching news that you've heard out of Maryville and out of spring training so far?
I can play some of this for you here. Actually, Kyle Harrison was talking with Todd Rosiak, one of the newest Brewer pitchers.
100%. I think the first one for sure was, I spent a lot of time in the Giants organization, so that one was a little bit more tough, I'd say. So only spent half a year in the Red Sox organization. So I'd say, that's an easy way of putting it but getting used to it and just the business side of things. And I'm just happy to be here now. That's honestly it.
And it's always opportunity on the other end of it. Is that the biggest thing for you, like coming to an organization that develops pitching, has been in the playoffs consistently, had a need for some left-handed starting pitching? All those pieces kind of come together for you, don't they?
It's huge, yeah. Especially a guy like me, that's all I'm looking for, and I just want to go out there and compete. And I'm just really lucky to be here, and just honestly glad I'm here, and just want to help these guys in any way possible. And like you said, I'm just pumped.
I don't know, Mitch, if it's player speak or if it's the Brewers finding a guy, but every time anyone gets asked question about opportunity with this Brewer team, they are so team first every time. And it's always a wherever I'm needed, whatever I can do to help. And we saw it so much last year with, the summer of fun and passion and pancakes and friendship and everything else. Like, this is how you build and sustain a winning culture, is finding the right people also to be in your building. And I go back to it with, working in summer ball. It was very much the same too, where you're getting kids from colleges that you've never heard of. Right. Yeah. But you have a connection to a coach over there and they tell you that he's a good kid and he does the right thing. He's going to work hard. Like, put him wherever you want. Like, he's trying to get work this off season. Yeah. And for a lot of them, it's kind of the same case with Major League Baseball, where you're grabbing all these guys that are rejects or has-beens or, bounce backs and getting a shot. And maybe they were high-level prospects that didn't pan out all that well. And surrounded by a couple of blue chip guys, maybe Yelich is blue chip, maybe Churrio's blue chip, maybe Contreras. And the rest of them are all homegrown, found their way here, and we just want these guys in our locker room, and the winning will follow after that. And it feels like that's how the Brewers have really approached every offseason now in recent memory, and it's worked out very well to 3 straight division titles now.
Well, and Tommy, you can really speak to this. It's obvious when you get not that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you get a guy who is toxic. And I know I heard them mention it on 9 to Noon with Kuhn and Rami Makloff. Like, what if the Brewers had gone after Nick Castellanos? And, I know he had the worst year of his career last year. And I think offensively, Nick Castellanos helps this team. You put him in left field every day, and he's going to help that team offensively. He's going to hit. He's not a great fielder anymore, but I think he would hit 20-plus home runs. He's got energy, but he's also a toxic individual. Like, he's just kind of a mess right now.
Right.
And so I think that it's finding the right guy, but it's also,
how many people were established on this Brewer team before they got there? Established. Like, maybe you can argue Yelich.
You can argue Yelich. Contreras, he was still coming up.
Contreras had a little bit of a run with Atlanta.
Right, but not established, really.
Right, and Yelich's best seasons are all talked about as Brewer baseball.
Right.
Like, the Brewers want projects.
Yep.
They do want projects. Not from a personality standpoint or a culture standpoint.
They don't want to pay for a house that's ready to move in.
Yeah.
They want to pay for a house they can
potential
and make better.
They see the unfinished basement. They see the way that you can add on an addition to a room. Like, that is what they are looking for. Now, mind you, they have a couple of first-round picks sprinkled in there too, where it's Sal Frelick, but also undersized first-round pick, and Bryce Terang, who may be undersized because of his weight also in it. Like, they are looking for people to mold. Andrew Vaughn, right?
I think one of the things they need to be careful with is when you bring in a guy like Rhys Hoskins, or you bring in good guys and it doesn't go exactly the way you wanted it to go. To this point, the Brewers have done a great job at making sure things stay cool.
Yeah.
Right? That when the divorce happens, it's not, nobody's talking smack about the Brewers.
Right.
They're still like, oh, I loved my time there, or that sort of thing, and it just didn't work out for whatever reason. But I do think, like, as the Brewers develop over the next few years, like who knows how things go with Rengifo, or who knows how things go with Harrison, or some of these other guys like that. It's like, that David Hamilton doesn't leave and say like, oh, they screwed me.
Right.
Like that stinks when that happens, whether it's true or not. Like, you don't even want them leaving feeling that. You want them to feel, hey, Brewers are a great organization. They're a fun organization. I wasn't the right fit there. I went somewhere else. They gave me an opportunity to be somewhere else. And things work out for a reason.
Well, and they are quick to move on from guys who don't make that mold, right? I mean, look at Nestor Cortez, just barely played for the Brewers.
Yep.
I'm sure that they wish that it could have got a little more time out of him and stretched him out for a half a season, but they saw their moment to go out. This guy is probably going to leave at the end of the year. He's got 8 innings on the mound for him. Like, okay, bye. Like that says something that I trust the way the Brewers evaluate people, and they went out and they find the guys that best fit in that room. Brandon Lockridge, right? No one knew who Brandon Lockridge was in that trade. Right. And he's just a guy who's fast. That's all we know. Yep. Well, he's in there getting work. He's a great fourth outfielder, does his thing day in and day out, get on the bases to run afterwards. It's all about just finding
and a good dude,
hungry people,
right?
Hungry. They just want that.
Exactly. 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Going back to our college basketball conversation and the Wisconsin Badgers, that's the Greg Gard effect, guys, turning high ceiling into high productivity. That backcourt is special and can carry us to a championship, says Ziggy. They've proven they can beat anybody in the country.
They can.
They went to number, I guess
1.
Michigan was 2 at the time, but they are number 1 now, and they beat 1 on their home court. Illinois was 8. They're 10 now. They went and won on their home court as well. Ziggy continues. Every matchup in the tourney is scary in the NIL era. How many 12 and over seeds are advancing these days? 5, 6, 7 are most at risk of losing to the lower seeds or a mid-major conference winner. Yeah, it is nerve-wracking, no doubt about it. I got to know how the fudge went. I got to know. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. You're listening, and Valentine's Day recap is next. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. Mitch Nellis and Tommy Wirtz with you. Mason's golfing. It's Tommy's birthday. Tommy, any big birthday plans you want to share with anybody?
Nothing today.
Okay,
nothing today.
okay.
I kind of requested nothing today because I had the early morning.
Yeah.
So we'll figure something out. But my birthday in my family is also the tiring birthday.
Like everybody just had their birthdays.
January 12th, 23rd, 24th, and 29th all just happened.
Yep.
So it's like by February 16th, we're like, do we really have to go for steak again? Like everyone just did this.
Hey,
like,
somebody buy you some nice steaks. Maybe you could have everybody over for steaks.
I could make steaks if I wanted to. But yeah, even I'm tired of birthday also by this time when your mom, your dad, your brother, and your sister all had their birthday within the last month.
Yeah.
Gets tiring.
That's a lot.
It's just Christmas 2.0, like right after in January for me again.
How'd the fudge go, bro?
Went well.
Yeah,
went well. Yeah.
Did you get that? Was it given or was it shared? Like, did you get to have some of it?
No, I gave the fudge.
Okay,
I did not have a bite.
I was gonna live vicariously through you because you know how much I love fudge.
Yeah, it was. So one of them was like a bourbon chocolate, which apparently was made with bourbon in it.
I hate you. I hate you so much right now.
And
how would you not get me some
feedback
of that?
I got?
All I talk about is how much I love bourbon.
The feedback I got was like, "Whoa, they weren't playing around with the bourbon in this too."
So I have to drive up to Sturgeon Bay now, bro,
and try some bourbon chocolate fudge. Yeah, and then the other one I haven't heard anything about. Raspberry something along or whatever.
You can keep your raspberries in a basket.
Yeah. And then
nice.
Gave some coasters. The coasters were a big hit.
Funny coasters.
They were funny dog coasters. I got sent the picture of them in use today even. So
you know, I don't know how well you know this about me, but I'm a big experiences and for your birthday I just gave you steaks. And I'm going to give you something else, but I'm not like a big gift here's a thing. I like doing hey, let's do this experience together, or here's something to use. And Mrs. Thunder and I used to live in River West, a neighborhood in Milwaukee that's very walkable and goes right down to the river. And we used to hike down there all the time. We used to go down there. So yesterday we did a big hike down by the river. And it was wonderful being out in nature. It was very muddy. We wore our bogs. And it was like, we don't make time to hike. We don't make time to go for big walks like that so much anymore. So I was like, let's carve out a couple hours and let's get after it. And we got after it. Nobody fell in the mud. That was the big win, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Because that could happen. It was messy out there.
I had been complimented how when they could come over, you could do nothing. Like I was just totally cool with doing nothing.
Yep.
And I was like, newsflash. This is me every weekend. Like I'm just trying to not work when I am not at work.
Right. That's fair. But are you looking to do something?
Like a hike sounds terrible to me.
Right. But you like to have fun.
Yeah. I mean, adventurous is not the right word for me, though.
By the way, men's super team ski jumping going on right now. And it's a blizzard. Like a blizzard has broken out in Italy. It's
super team ski. Is that the official name?
Well, it says men's super team final round.
Okay.
And it's ski jumping, I think.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
Just put super in front of everything.
It is coming down right now. That's Winter Olympics.
Well, thanks for all the birthday wishes.
Happy birthday, Tommy. Everybody loves you. If you don't love Tommy, you're wrong. Text in your love for Tommy, 414-677-1250. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. We're here all week. It's the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. Happy birthday, Tommy. Tommy, it's your birthday.
I was